What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Be Wise. Welcome to another episode of Strictly Sports. I'm here with.
You gotta be kidding me!
with
That's the
Miles
layup. Then
driving
don't get
right
back
now.
on defense. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about right here, man. This is where you
Hold
lose
up.
games right here. In the fourth quarter, if the game is tight, we're down 2 or 3 points. Remember that sequence right there. Circle that sequence right there. And that missed dunk that Jimmy Butler had earlier. That's 4 points. That's 4 points right there. 4 gimmies that we should have had. Sorry, everybody. It's your boy Trigger. I'm going through it right now, as you can tell.
I go ahead and get you started if you want to get started with that. Trigger.
It's about playoff time, and the Miami Heat are not giving me any kind of confidence that they're going to go into the postseason and do what they did last year. I have zero confidence right now, man.
What's their seed? What's their seed right now?
They're currently sitting at 8th in the East.
Oh yeah,
They had a
they're going
chance.
to find.
They had a chance for the play-in a couple games ago because Indiana was in the 6th spot, and they went and played Indiana for a right to be in that 6th spot, and they lost. So now they're going to be a play-in team. They're going to be either 7th or the 8th seed, and then probably have to go to Philly because they're probably going to end up getting that 8th seed the way they're playing right now. We only got 2 more games left after tonight.
Okay.
2 games
So
that
the
we
play-in-
should win.
So the play-in starts next week.
Yeah, I believe
Hello?
it does start next week. Yeah, I think it starts
Okay.
next week.
So the regular season ends this weekend, probably.
I think it's Sunday. I think the regular season over Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good about our playoff chances this year. I just don't. They have not shown me anything or any reason as to why I should believe they'll repeat and do what they did last year. This is
feel
not
the
a
same
championship team.
I feel the same way about Detroit's playoff chances.
Detroit was eliminated back in what, December?
They're eliminated in August.
Oh,
Season started.
Oh shoot! He said Detroit's playoff chances.
Bro, call the foul. We go down
All right.
there and barely touch Luka, barely touch Kyrie. Get your asses back on defense. What are we doing?
Hey,
It's a third
so you-
transition bucket where no one got back. We're missing shots at the rim down here, and everybody's just standing around looking. And they're running out on us.
assistant coach Trigger. Assistant coach Trigger.
So that's 6 points we done gave them in transition just because we won't run back.
Oh, I got Trigger ran up, so it looked like we about to get one early.
Not in this park ass zone. Ball to the middle, turn, hook shot.
What is game? Game on ESPN?
Yeah.
Yes. ESPN, yep.
This one should have been on the fucking League Pass channel. I don't want to watch this shit.
Okay, Bam.
This nigga just went across the damn lane and airballed a hook shot. How do you airball a hook
He was
shot?
5 feet from the basket, man.
Somebody tell me how you airball a hook shot that close to the rim.
Oh, N1. Oh, they didn't get to.
Bro, I'm about to turn this shit.
How much
I
time
I can't watch this no more.
Quarter, 4:50.
They are not
Fourth
winning this
quarter?
fucking game.
Second quarter. 4 minutes,
Wide
50
open 3.
seconds left. Oh, Kyrie hit that.
Oh shit, y'all made it seem like it's 4 quarters.
We're down
Kyrie.
20, Larry.
Kyrie hit that.
We're down 20 and we ain't even at halftime yet. Man,
Yeah, they
fuck
down
this
20.
damn game, man.
Oh wow.
Fuck this fucking team.
Hey, it was just
They're doing
9
shit
points.
in the postseason.
It was 9 points before we started this live. Now it's 20.
I'm gonna be able to focus watching this bullshit on my fucking TV screen.
Oh, God, Lee. Hey, yo.
No, because they're so much better than what they're
family show,
showing,
Trigger.
man. They're so much better than what they're showing right now. These motherfuckers out here, they have no reason to be playing the way they playing. They let these motherfuckers come into their own gym and punk them. These motherfuckers down 20 at it. They ain't even halftime yet. There's still 4 minutes to go in the fucking second quarter. And you're down 20 already?
I ain't.
They have no fucking heart. They have no fucking clue what's on the fucking line. It's like they're content with being in the play-in.
That's how they get started. You know, they get started in play and they go to the.
No, fuck that, man. Now you make the shit hard on yourself. You've been the top 14 this year. we're at the bottom of the damn standings. Now, I know injuries had to do a lot with that. It's hard to build consistency when you got guys who are in and out of the lineup. But damn, fucking heat culture, all that shit done going in their heads now. That don't mean shit. Fuck this heat culture. Not what y'all have been putting out on the floor as of late. You go up to Indiana, big game, everybody's healthy.
What's going on?
You lose.
So, Brandon, last thing I wanted to bring up last show, I forgot to mention.
No fucking heart.
Was Bronny James. What do you think about that?
I can't deal with it.
Think about him putting his name in both.
What do you think about him entering the draft? Like, how do you think he's gonna do in the NBA? And do you think he deserves to be in the NBA?
I'm hearing people in the NBA say he deserved to be in the NBA based off his play, but I mean, I'm gonna pass the trigger because I don't know. Honestly, I think LeBron's getting ready to retire, and they're trying to get him in there so they can play together, so LeBron can be done by 41. Is what I truly think.
I don't do his son no favors though. He's rushing him to be in the NBA when he's not. I don't think he's ready. Just because he wants to play with him his last year or last 2 years or whatever. Like, it hurts his development a little bit. I mean, they can develop him once he gets to the league, but let that man do what he can in college, and when he gets ready, then he should go and.
And my thing is, does Bronny even want to play with his dad?
Yeah.
I mean, I assume so. If it's sports and stuff out there, I mean, he ain't come out and refuted nothing. I don't think he will, because then that wouldn't be a good look on LeBron. But I mean,
I don't know. I wouldn't want to play with Elijah. We be.
I heard reports recently saying that he's defensively, he's playing at an NBA level, which is kind of surprising. But some guys, they like that, man. They come up to the next level. They don't give you a whole lot on the offensive end, but they're known as lockdown or shutdown defenders. I think of people like Tony Allen, who played with the Grizzlies and the Celtics. Who else comes to mind when you think about a lockdown defender in the league? Patrick Beverley is another guy who's known for defense. I'll even throw Gary Payton in that mix. I put him in that category.
You say Gary Payton now, but he can play defense and he can shoot. So
I say Gary Payton was a pretty good offensive player, though.
Yeah, he is. He was, but he's also. I think he was known more for his defense. Like we talk about Gary Payton, people normally don't bring up the offensive side. They always talk about the glove. Like that's his nickname, for his defense. So you think about defense when you bring his name up.
Right.
But if Bronny thinks he's ready, yes, I think he should. If Bronny thinks he's ready, I think he should. But if he's doing it just to play with his dad, I think he should stay in college. But I think he did it to where he can go back to college if he wants to.
Well, I think it's where the rules have changed now. Back then, once you put your name in a draft, you lose all your eligibility. But now I think they changed it over the years to where if you don't get drafted, you can go back to school. And they do it in the NFL as well.
Baseball been doing it ever. I like baseball as one. Baseball, you can decide if you want to go or not.
Yeah. But the reason why they did because players, you got to hire an agent to go in the draft, and once you hire an agent, you automatically lose your eligibility.
Well, you know who Bronny agent is.
Well, yeah. Rich Paul. I mean,
you know who Bronny agent is.
Yeah.
Well, the Yankees had 2 dudes on and no outs, and they didn't turn none of them runs in the last inning.
I don't think he's gonna be a top 10. He's gonna be a second round. But
yeah. Well, let me see what his draft position is that they got so far. I thought somebody said number 17 is what I saw somewhere.
Well, this is not a deep draft class anyway.
Let's see. Anonymous GM says Bronny James nowhere near ready, should return to college.
That's ultimately how I feel about it. He need to go all 4 years.
But can we say his? I mean, yeah, because you think about it, you 1 year removed from a devastating event. Is that why he maybe didn't do well this year, or is it
I
maybe
mean,
he
I
needs
think it
more
had a
time?
part to play with. It had a part. It definitely had a part. Definitely played a part. But I mean, this is me. I didn't see what made him so great in high school. I mean, he was a great player, but I don't think he should have been a McDonald's All American. I think that was more so politicking right there.
You
The
think his
man
Yeah,
last
jumped up.
name?
I
He
felt the
jumped up
same way.
16
Yep.
spots in 1 week. He jumped up
Yeah.
16 spots in 1 week.
It's clear. It's really based off of who his dad is. That's it. I mean, there's
Yeah,
no other way around it.
yeah.
Or is it just the competition now? Like, is it just the? Because back in your day, Trigger, y'all had to really fight for positionings and rankings and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you got a good social media manager, you you could be a whatever you
Yeah,
want to
all
be.
that plays a role. Yep,
Like,
all that plays a role. And it's all who you know, where you go, who gets the most exposure. Because there's a lot of guys out there that are super talented and deserve opportunities as well. But they don't have the exposure. They don't have the right people in their corner for one reason or another, and they fly under the radar. And a lot of those people never get the opportunities that we see these other guys get, who we feel like maybe shouldn't be in that spotlight.
right.
It's unfortunate, but that's pretty much how it's been forever.
Playing
Like,
tournament April 17th and 19th. My bad, Trigger.
no, you good.
April 17th and
So
19th.
what's
So is
that?
that Wednesday and is that Wednesday and Friday?
That's a Wednesday and a Friday.
I believe so. Yep. 17th is a
Yeah,
Wednesday
because the
and
20th is a Saturday.
yep.
See how they were showing South Beach in the background when they had them dates posted.
Because they in Miami, Trigger.
No, that's where they're gonna be at in the play-in. Hell, we might not even get home court in the play-in. Might have to go to Philly.
So wait, it's not the 17th, 18th, or night and the 19th.
No, they just had the 17th and the 19th up.
Yeah, it was just the 17th and
I gotta look at the
19th.
schedule.
I guess they give a day for teams to travel. If like the 9 or 10 seed, whoever wins that matchup, they have to go to whoever wins the 7-8 match.
Well, yeah, because how they
So
did
they
it
give
last. Yeah, how they did it last year. The
You, you cutting out on the small mouse.
like the 7-8 game was first,
Uh-huh.
and then they did the 9-10 game, and then they did the winner, the loser of the 8-9 against the the all right, hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm on my way home.
All right. How y'all doing in the chat? What's going on?
Kyrie
Oh,
Irving
yeah.
got 21 points.
I knew I should have went with Kyrie. I knew I should have went with
5 or
Kyrie.
6. Yeah, I wish you would have. Because he wouldn't have as much going on right now if you
I
did.
don't know, Trigger. I've been hitting Trigger. I was telling Miles when I came on here with that app. We didn't want 200 off $18. I needed that assist from Luca. I need that though. I do need that, which I didn't get.
This team, man.
Hey, I mean, we talk about it, man. You know they're gonna turn it off in the playoffs. Don't fret. Don't
Yeah,
fret, Trigger.
they're going to turn it off. You're right. They're going to turn it off.
I'm sorry. They're gonna turn it on in the
It's,
playoffs.
it's,
You know they're gonna
it's
turn.
been it's been off for a very long time.
I'm not even seeing all the comments. I'm Koala. I'm sorry. I'm doing well. Koala asks how y'all doing.
Wonderful.
She said,
Very
"Are you
wonderful.
pissed like Trey?" No, I ain't mad like Trey. I ain't mad like Trey. I ain't mad like that.
Oh, man, I've
Oh,
been
that ain't.
watching this in the last 4 years, man, and just the same old thing, man. Not here. Nothing. Did you have Jimmy 4-3?
Yes.
All right, well, he just hit one.
Let's go, Jimmy. Money in the bank with my little cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Hey, Koala, I ain't mad. I definitely ain't mad. I needed it. He triggered. No, I don't even want to go look at it because I'm feeling I'm gonna look at it and it ain't gonna give you nothing else. But yeah, I went to sleep on him. I went to sleep on it last night, and I was like, I'll wake up and see if I won. The $100 one I won. My $200 one I didn't win. That's on Underdog Fantasy. I have not won on Underdog Fantasy at all. So I put my last 10 up on that. Look at Carrie smiling like, yeah, I'm glad I ain't come here.
And man, 2 free agent visits in Miami. They couldn't pull them either time. So it's Kevin Durant. He's been to Miami twice. Free agent visits. Couldn't sign him. Couldn't get Bradley Beal. Couldn't get Damian Lillard. Couldn't get Gordon Hayward when he was good in his prime.
And you know it's bad when they interviewing like a third string center.
Yeah, embarrassing.
You know it's bad, bro.
They ain't talking to Kyrie or Luka. They interviewing some dude I don't even know.
Yeah, Daniel Gifford. I don't even know his name. All right. So, where we starting at, fellas? Where y'all want to start at? Oh, we done lost Miles. Where y'all want to start at?
I don't know. What you got?
How y'all doing, chat? How y'all doing? I don't know if I said it already, but how y'all doing? Thank y'all for rocking with us. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out Koala. Shout out Lady Ray. Thank y'all so
Can't
much.
see anybody in the chat. What can I see? Chat? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, okay. Shout out. We can go PGA. We can go Wrestlemania. You won't hear when we talked about the Diggs trade and all that fallout. We can talk about the Final Four. I got the Panthers acquisitions that we talked about last time. You can do a trigger rant. You want to get your trigger rant off? You got a rant this week?
I mean, I could drum something up, but I want to go back and talk to about the Final Four, specifically the play with the in the Iowa.
Oh yeah, that's what
matchup.
Miles wanted to talk to you about that. He wanted to get your opinion on it.
Yeah. So. Oh man, I wish he was in the chat right now, or not the chat, but on the screen right now, so I could get his take on it. You know, with him being an official and everything. I know he officiates football, but you know he can see if he knows anything from an official standpoint when it comes to basketball. But anywho, I mean, there's a lot at play in that moment because yes, the whole thing benefited Iowa. It was the right call, the legal screen, because the player was still moving into the defender when you were trying to set the screen. And people got to understand, man, they make that call pretty consistently across the board. It really doesn't matter at what point in the game it is. I mean, and you've seen it in the men's tournament and in the women's tournament. Like that always gets called, right? So people got to understand when you set a screen, none of you can be moving. You got to be set. You can't be extending yourself outside of your frame to set the screen. So if a defender is coming off of you, or you're about to make contact with the defender, you can't stick your shoulder out. You can't bump your hip out. You can't stick a forearm out. You can't be moving up to the point of contact because then it's illegal. And that's exactly what happened. But on the other hand, given that situation, you know, I don't think it was anything egregious. I don't think a lot of people would have been mad if that wasn't called. I think more people were upset that it was called versus how many people would have been upset if it wasn't called. Especially in that situation, you want to let the players decide that game. You know, I hate it when an official, even if it was the right call, which it was, I hate, the officials have to make a call like that in that situation and kind of take the game out of the players' hands. You want to see the players decide it. That's what the people paid to see. That's what the people tuned in want to see. And, it got to that point in the game where they were going back and forth. It was very tight. The players had it in their hands. The superstars were making big plays on both sides of the ball. And you just wanted to see them finish it out, and you hate to see a game pretty much end on a call like that. obviously, and here's other part of it too. A lot of people who don't really play sports like that or follow sports like that are all saying, "Oh, well, that call cost them the game." Mm, didn't cost them the game. It did hurt them in that moment. It hurt UConn, absolutely. However, there were a bunch of plays early in that game, some missed free throws, some turnovers, some things that happened earlier in the game that contributed to that loss, that contributed to having that moment happen in the game. So if they go back early in that game and fix some of the things that they had done, we don't even end up in that situation at the end, and it's not as impactful. If that play were to happen and they call an illegal screen, like it's not going to be the same because they did what they were supposed to do beforehand. So it's a lot of the working elements. And obviously if Iowa was on the other end of that, they would have felt some kind of way about it too. That's just how basketball is. It just depends on what side you're on. But again, nobody did anything wrong in that situation. The officials, they didn't like let the play happen and then made a late call or blew the whistle late. Um, they called it right as it happened. And it's been a consistent call, so you can't really be upset with them about it. However, as a fan, you would have liked to see that play out and be decided by the players.
Can I interject? Trey talked about the player side. And of course, I would like to get the official side of the situation. And unfortunately, I came in late, so I don't know what Trey said. But, Trey, you're absolutely right. Consistency. If you call it in the first quarter, you got to call it in the fourth quarter. Now, here's the thing that people, I kind of disagree with when people are like, well, at that time of the game, you got to let it play out. As an official, you cannot, if it's a foul, it's a foul. We have supervisors. And if the supervisor be like, you need to make that call, you make that call. Because what's going to happen is, we get evaluated at every game. And if you make that call in the first quarter, in the fourth quarter, the supervisor be like, all right, why didn't you call the offensive foul? You sit there and say, well, at the end of the game, and I wanted to let the players play. That's a good chance you might not officiate the next game. So, you just got to look at it the official side. We have a job too. We get evaluated. We have supervisors that tell us to make this call, be heavy on this call, kind of be lenient on this call. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what the speculation was, but the whole you got to let them play, I kind of disagree with that. If it's a foul, you got to call it.
Yeah, and like I said, man, I give the refs, like, they made the right call. I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm just saying, as a fan, I would have liked to see it play out. But if I'm, from the player's perspective, if I'm UConn, I'm pissed. If I'm Iowa, I'm celebrating. If I'm the referee, I'm like, it's a foul. So it's like I could see it from all three sides. But in this situation, I'm a fan. I'm watching the game. Like everybody else, I would like to see that be a play on, because we do see, certain fouls, or we think that are fouls, and don't really get called. Like sometimes we'll see a certain call get called, and then later on in the game, they kind of let you play a little bit, or it'll be vice versa. They let you play early, and then later they'll start making those calls. So I mean, I feel like they've been pretty consistent with that call, specifically the illegal screens. They've been very consistent with that. It's other stuff I feel like they're kind of iffy on. And I think if it had been another issue, like another type of foul or something like that, it would have been more controversial. But, like I said, the referees made the right call. They did. I just hate that it had to come in that situation with the game on the line. Like, I wanted to see the players, take control. And like I said, I wouldn't have been mad if that didn't get called and they let the play on. But again, like I said, nobody was wrong. The referees made the right call. The players, Iowa was right to celebrate. UConn was right to be pissed off. The fans were right to be mad because they wanted to see their teams were going back and forth. Like they were going back and forth, shot for shot. And the fans just wanted to see the players, in it. And that's what perspective I was speaking from, was just a fan's perspective of, man, I wish they would have let them play on that. But I 100% take it from all three sides. I could understand everybody's feelings. And like I said, nobody, on either side was wrong for the way they felt and how they reacted towards it. The referees were not wrong. I just want to, get that clear. Everybody was in the right with what they did.
Yeah,
Just,
and like,
it's just the timing of it. That's all.
yeah, and like I said, I don't fucked up my thing. I don't my bad, y'all. They
Yo, y'all on one tonight,
they
boy.
doing work in my apartment, and they didn't cut off every goddamn thing.
So let me ask you,
What we
Miles.
talking about again? I forgot what we was talking about.
The call
Final four,
from Iowa
release
game.
the screen.
Let me ask you, Miles, and then Trigger as you as a player, but Miles as a official. Is it games where you be like, "Hey, fellas, I'm gonna let y'all play a little bit," like
Oh yeah,
don't
100%.
come, like
You tell the coaches pregame, look, we gonna let y'all play.
yeah,
But then like I said, it depends on what conference. Each conference has a supervisor, and the
right,
supervisor may be like, look, you need to call this tight, you need to call this loose. So it depends on so many variables.
Yeah.
But at high school, we let.
The Illuminati got him.
He's saying too much. He's saying too much.
The Illuminati done got him.
He's saying too much, boy.
But no, while we wait for Miles to come back, I can agree with what he said because I played in several games where I remember in high school specifically one instance where you know how they get the captains to come up to mid-court and the referee kind of goes over,
Yeah,
hey, this is what we're kind of doing tonight. This is what we're looking for. This is what we want y'all, this is how we're going to call it. So I remember one ref was like, man, if you so much as sneeze on the opposing player, I'm blowing the whistle. Like he was calling everything tight. He let us know up front. He was like, I'm calling everything tight. So like you get into dude's airspace, I'm calling it. Like, well, you can't do much as a defender. You pretty much got to be flawless. But and then I've also had some refs on the other hand. I was like, hey, we'll let y'all be a little physical tonight as long as y'all don't, get out of line or make it egregious or anything like that. Y'all don't do anything outside of the frame of the game. We're gonna let y'all play a little bit. Don't look to us for calls if you get bumps here or there, unless it's something crazy. Don't expect us to blow the whistle. Play through everything. So I've definitely had it on both sides. The one ref's like, hey, if you do this, if you so much as look at the defender, I'm calling them and I'm blowing the whistle. And you got other referees that y'all can beat the hell out of each other. And, don't look at us for a whistle. I'm going to tee you up. So I had both and everything in between. So, it just depends on the referee, and it depends on the game too. If it's a playoff game, if it's like a tournament game or something like that, or if it's like early regular season, guys just trying to get into their rhythm, get into a groove or whatnot. It depends on a lot of those things. So, yeah, definitely. I feel like some of the older refs that I had, they're very old school. They kind of let you play a little bit. And you had the ones that were kind of younger in the middle that was like, hey, if you do this, you do that, I'm going to call it. Watch out for this because, this has been an issue as of late. So if you do this, we're going to call it. So it just depends on the ref, depend on, their background and their upbringing and depending on, the type of game it was. If it was a championship game versus a regular season game or a summer league game. A lot of stuff got called in summer league because a lot of refs were using summer league games to kind of, especially newer refs to kind of practice their skills. So everything got called. It didn't matter what you did.
And see, the thing with that, when you have new refs or trying to get in the NBA, they try to do too much. They're trying to show I belong in the league, and sometimes they overdo it. I had a scrimmage, at Virginia Union, and we trying to move up, and some guys they overdo it. They don't let the game come to them. And trust me, we officials, we hate that official that want to blow the whistle and throw the flag. We hate those officials just as much. Best believe they getting their ass chewed out at halftime. So.
Yep, I remember I was at a basketball camp at VCU one year in high school, and they had officials out there that had just were starting to get into reffing. And I mean, there's this one female official I'll never forget, man. She blew the whistle like every single play. Sometimes she blew the whistle and didn't even know what to call. She just like made up stuff. I kid you not. She made up some stuff just to not look like she was incompetent or anything, and like that's what you kind of have to deal with. So depending on the type of game it is, I kind of get an idea just based off experience how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And like, if the referee comes up and tell you, hey, this is how I'm officiating tonight, then you believe it. But if they don't say anything about how they're going to call the game, I can just kind of guess and be pretty spot on with how I figure it's going to go from an official standpoint. Like, okay, this is a preseason game. They probably going to try to call a lot of things, or they really going to hone in on a couple of things, just to get prepared for the season. And, I kind of adjust my game accordingly to be able to match that so that I don't, cost myself or my team any lost possessions because of, some things they may or may not call that I've been doing and getting away with. And that's another thing too about being an athlete is like, knowing your officials. So if certain officials like to call a lot of traveling, I make sure that I don't really do a whole lot of moves that's going to put them in a position to make them think that, was that a travel? What it's not a travel, like the Euro step. Like if a certain official is a referee, and I know he likes to call a lot of travels, I won't Euro step as much. If there's another official who likes to call it out of charges and everything, I'm taking them every time down the court. Every time somebody's out the ball, I'm getting in the way. But if they don't call charges, then I'm not taking a charge. Like I could take a perfect charge, and the referee will call a blocking foul every single time. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to keep putting my body in the line if you're not going to give my team the reward for it by giving the other team free throws. When I know I was there and I was square and I took it in the chest and everything went right on the play.
Hey yo.
So, but all right, calm down.
But no, Trey, you made a great point. Know your officials. Because then you would know, like, all right, we got Larry Mallory. This he likes to, call this, or he gonna swallow his whistle.
Yeah.
But just like y'all, we look at film too, so we know who the dirty players are. We know y'all tactics, or coaches will complain to us, hey, Trey or Benefield likes to do this, so we'll keep our eye on that. So I mean, it's like Brandon said last week, it's a game within a game.
Yep.
Just like y'all watch film, officials watch film too.
Yeah, it's a lot going on at play. And like I said, that's next level stuff right there. When you're an athlete on a team and you're not only worried about your opponent, but you see certain officials and you kind of know how they're going to call the game. Yeah. You can adjust your game to, be able to work with that or work within that. Mm-hmm. And you're able to find success and be more successful. So I always thought that was admirable that other players had done that. And I never thought of that before as a young basketball player, but like, I think it was Gilbert Arenas who came in and pointed that out. He was like, in the NBA, obviously they have like the same refs, most of the games. So, they started studying officials and like, the type of calls they like to call, or, they had stats on certain officials. Like this guy likes to call a lot of charges. This guy likes to call a lot of blocking fouls. This guy likes to call a lot of travels. This guy calls a lot of fouls, like unnecessary stuff. He just blows a whistle every single time, and they knew who those officials were, and they knew how to adjust their games accordingly so that they could still, put up numbers, but do it in a way that wouldn't penalize them. So when he kind of brought that up, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was like, I'm going to start doing that, because I was starting to see some of the same officials throughout college and high school that was refereeing a lot of my games. So I was like, okay, I know this guy going to let us play a bit. I know this guy going to call it tight. And I would just adjust accordingly. And I would make sure, too, to pass the message along to my teammates, kind of let them know, like, hey, we got so-and-so referee tonight. Don't be doing nothing underhanded, nothing dirty. Don't be doing nothing overly physical because they're going to call it. Mm-hmm. And vice versa. Hey, we got so-and-so officiating tonight. He's going to let us play a little bit. Don't do nothing crazy. But, you can, get a little physical and, do some things. And, they're gonna let us, go after it tonight. So
yeah, and also, Trigger, I would like to say you're right, but you might need to be careful with that because as officials, the supervisor may be like, "Hey, Larry, you be a little loosey goosey, be a little more affirmative," and then next game I'm more affirmative, and then but you read film and be like, "Oh, he's gonna let us play," and then I'm blowing the whistle, and you be like, "Well, what the fuck?" So you got to be careful with that as well.
Yeah, I get that, but unless I know otherwise, I'm just going off of what I know. So,
oh yeah, and that's true.
But and then if we do notice that change, all of a sudden, this official was letting us play, a couple games ago or last week, and now this week he called everything tight. It's like, all right, well, we can't do what we've been doing anymore. Mm-hmm. So we noticed that stuff too, and we'll talk amongst ourselves, and we'll change up our game plan because just like basketball is a game of adjustments when it comes to matchups and defenses, and playing a team a certain way. We got to do the same thing with the officiating. So if we come into a game thinking we're going to get a bunch of foul calls because this official has been calling a lot of fouls, and all of a sudden they let us play a little bit. Well, now we gotta account for that, and we gotta adjust. So just like we gotta adjust for our opponents, we gotta adjust for the officials, we gotta adjust for the fans, we gotta adjust for everything. Even players who come in the game that we know nothing about, had nothing on the scouting report, and all of a sudden they start lighting us up. We gotta make an adjustment for that, and that's happened before. So you just never know. Like, you can prepare the best you can with the information that you've had based off past experiences, but things can always change, once you get in it, and you'll get thrown a curveball and you'll have to adjust. But that's when we see the best work from certain players and coaches, the players and coaches that are able to make those adjustments, not only against the guys on the floor that they're playing against, but with the officials, with the opposing coach, the fan base in the gym, whatever it may be. Those coaches that are able to make adjustments on the fly to adapt to their surroundings so that the team can still be successful tend to be the better coaches. But it's different elements and different layers to just going out and playing 5-on-5, and whoever scores the most points win. It's always there's battles within battles out there, in a lot of ways that the casual fan doesn't think about.
Right.
So it's a lot of mental stuff going on. Playing a lot of chess. It's just a back and forth matchup, and you got it's not 5-on-5. It could be 5-on-15. You include the officials and certain players on the other team coming off the bench. I mean, it's just a lot to think about.
All right, fellas. So we're gonna transition to NBA playoff talk. So Miles said you got Denver and Miami in the finals.
Maybe Denver.
Look,
I was gonna see what Trigger said about that.
I'm gonna just say, because I know I'm gonna let Trigger go. Let me do mine because and I'll let Trigger go. But I've doubted Miami 3 years. I ain't doubting the motherfuckers no more.
And that's exactly why they
know.
ain't gonna make it. When he put the pitch in, you see what he did there? He was doubting us for 3 years, and all 3 years we done went to the Eastern Conference Finals, went to the finals twice, and now this year he a believer, and watch me go nowhere.
Right,
we're gonna get swept in the first round.
It's
we
just,
might not
man,
win the play-in game.
Eric Spoelstra,
not playing like this.
I'm not gonna bet against Eric Spoelstra. I know Trey was talking about the Heat culture. Maybe the Heat culture is you cruise through the regular season and then they can turn a notch in the playoffs. Now, whether they get tired in the finals, that seems to be the issue. But those first 2 rounds, you gonna see Jimmy beat Jimmy. Like, you ever seen White Man Can't Jump? And Woody Harrelson's character was like, I hear Jimmy. You gonna hear Jimmy. I mean, he was talking about Jimi Hendrix, but I'm talking about Jimmy Butler. So
yeah.
You mean Jack Harlow?
You
mean Jack Harlow?
No, the old school White Man Can't Jump.
I know.
Okay. I thought you said Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. But yeah, I just Miami, they shown me in April they turn it up a notch. Do I think they'll win it all? Probably not. But I just don't trust Boston, man. They have shown me in the postseason. I know, Trey, you said you like those pieces. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Tatum and Brown. Tatum, he's too wishy-washy in the big moments.
But no, they got Drew Holiday now. They got Porzingis.
Yeah, Drew Holiday and Porzingis are the difference between this year's team and last year's team. Like, they were still good enough last year to be in the finals. And they went to the finals with the team that they had, not last year, but the year before. And they lost.
Oh, we lost Trigger.
But yeah, and I hear what he's saying. But Boston, they shoot too many threes. Yeah. You know the whole thing. You live by the three. They didn't even shoot a free throw last night against Milwaukee. First time in NBA history, a team did not shoot a free throw.
Golly, how did that happen?
They shot like 55 threes last night. Half of their shots were threes.
Side note.
Huh?
Side note, respectfully, fuck you, Donovan Mitchell. Go ahead, continue. Because I had him did less than 29.5 points. He got 35. So
that man ain't thinking about your bets.
and then Chris Middleton didn't play. So I'm down. My other 3 hit. So I need Jokic to make more than a half a 3. And I'm gonna win a little bit of money tonight. So, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just I just they shoot too many threes. They can be lapsy on defense. That's one thing I liked about Ime Udoka. He was taught defense. Now granted, Boston, they're 62-17. They're 14 games better than the second best team, but
yeah, I saw that, bro.
Where they shooting right now, and it's just like damn. But
they haven't even been playing in the fourth quarter. I was hearing somebody say like they've been taking them out in the fourth quarter. So
yeah, but it just goes to show how weak the East is this year. Milwaukee is 48-31 and they're a 2 seed.
Yeah,
and Dallas is 49-30 and they're the 6 seed. So that just lets you know.
Is it weak or is it they beating up on each other?
Well, yeah, they might just be beating. You might be right. I didn't even think about that.
But I don't know the way Miami looking right now. The way Miami looking right now.
Yeah,
it might just be the East is weak.
Yeah, I think it's just the East is weak this year. I mean, I don't know. We'll see come April. Outside of Boston, there's no clear cut favorite. Well, Boston's a clear cut favorite, so I think the playoff games are gonna be a lot of 6-7 game series.
Yeah, my bad, man. I don't know what the hell happened there, but it kicked me off line.
You good? Oh yeah, I want to show everybody why I came in the house cussing. They doing shit to my apartment and cut the goddamn electricity off. So my fucking TV won't work, but it's up and running now.
Golly, they left you like that?
Yeah, that's why I had to go to Suffolk because they was working on it. I ain't had no water.
No, I'm talking about
yeah, can't live in a place without no running water.
Yeah. But I'm talking about they couldn't patch you up before you came back.
Well, no, they ain't finished yet. They
okay, I'm about to say.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they had to shut our fire station down for 24 hours because we had no running water one shift I went in. So they sent us to different stations.
I got you. But yeah, we just talking about the playoffs, Trigger. We was talking about Boston.
Is the East weak or is the West? Is the East weak or are they just beating up on each other?
West is stronger than the East.
Oh, well, we know that. That's been the thing for.
Because I see it the way I see it. Anybody in the final after the play-in is done, anybody 1-8 in the West could be in the finals. Any one of those teams. Now I'm picking Denver to get there, but I mean, if Phoenix is at full strength, the Lakers, if they get their stuff together, Golden State starting to play some good ball at the right time. It seems like Klay Thompson had a resurrection. Obviously, the guys at the top, Minnesota, OKC. I already mentioned Denver, the Clippers, the Mavericks. They've looked pretty good throughout most of the season. I mean, any of those teams can make a run to the finals.
Yeah.
Like the 1-8 matchup in the West or the 2-7 matchups, it's not a gimme for the 1 or the 2 seeds. Like they could potentially lose those matchups because you're looking at probably more than likely Golden State or the LeBron-led Lakers. If you're OKC or Minnesota in the first round, if you're at that number 1 and the number 2 spot.
And remember, the Lakers.
Those teams could both get upset. We could have a 7 and 8 seed advance to the second round in the West.
And we had that. We had that last year, not in the same conference, but remember the Lakers. They beat the Grizzlies, and they were a 7 seed. And then Miami was an 8 seed and beat Milwaukee.
They had 2 play-in teams in the conference finals. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So.
But in the East, I don't feel the same way. I think Boston is head and shoulders above everyone, and I know Mel's was talking about not being able to trust them because it seems like in big moments Tatum and the superstar players kind of shrink a little bit. But I have not seen any indication this year that shows me that that's going to be the case in the postseason because the Boston team last year, the team that they had, they were. They were pretty dominant, but they were more up and down. I felt like they had more moments where they were blowing a lot of games that they were up big in, and they had a couple this year. but not as many as they did last year. And I just feel different about the team this year because I feel like every time I watch them play, they live and die by the three ball. Like they're constantly shooting threes, and it seems like everybody on the floor 1 through 5 can hit them. Now last year. I mean, Marcus Smart, he was so. He knocked down a three here and there. Robert Williams, didn't shoot the three. He was just a defensive presence. Rebounds and block shots, playing defense. But now the lineup they have, Drew Holiday can shoot the three. Porzingis can step out, stretch the floor, and shoot threes. Obviously Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown can shoot threes. Derek White is hitting threes. Guys coming off the bench, Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, they're hitting threes. So everybody can shoot. You can't leave anybody open. Miami, they've zoned Boston in the past and had success. I don't think a zone will work against this team necessarily because you zone teams that can't shoot. You pack the paint, and the idea is to get them or force them into outside shots. Now, obviously, you can beat the zone, get the ball in the middle, high-low action, whatever, attack. They'll have chances to get offensive rebounds if Miami goes zone because it's harder to box out when you're playing a zone, But if they go zone against this team, the way they're shooting the three ball, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. So I don't know what kind of scheme Eric Spoelstra would have in mind or what he would want to do. I mean, he would have to go man to man and just hope guys like Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero can just stick with whoever they're guarding.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's going to do a whole lot because then you got a mismatch on the inside with Porzingis and Bam most likely guarding him. I mean, Porzingis is going to shoot right over him.
What do you think about Miles saying they the first team in history, I believe, to not shoot a free throw in the game?
It's just a testament to how this game is going, the three ball. Like I said, they live and die by the three. So when you're settling, or I wouldn't say settling, but when you're just constantly shooting outside shots all the time, you're not going to get a lot of foul calls because a lot of players ain't fouling jump shooters. A lot of guys get to the free throw line by driving to the basket and getting fouled. Like you're not getting those free throws off of jump shots.
Yeah.
And which is crazy because all those guys are good free throw shooters. So my thing is, why not?
Yeah, I mean they are, but it's like that three ball, man. The team's falling over the three. Everybody wants to shoot now. That's just where the game has gone. Everybody like I said, Porzingis, 7 feet tall. He needs to be in the paint, posting up every possession. But guess what? He hovers around that 3-point line like he's a shooting guard. But he's knocking it down. So I mean, and now other big men are hitting that shot. Jokic is a good 3-point shooter. Or decent 3-point shooter. He doesn't shoot a lot of them.
I need one.
He doesn't shoot a lot of them, but when he does, they tend to go in. Even Giannis, he can't shoot, but he pulling threes like he a guard. Joel Embiid is shooting threes. Every big man in the league, that has any kind of an offensive game, they're shooting the three ball and they're hitting them. So that's just where the game is at now. Even Bam Adebayo is shooting threes now and making them.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, fellas, I gotta handle some business. I gotta call a couple people before I go night. But yeah, we'll stay tuned for the next episode. In the words of Dr. Dre.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Trey, I'm mad. I'm sorry. I gotta miss your WrestleMania rant. So I'm looking forward. to hearing
man, I was looking forward because I know you watch.
But we'll talk about it though.
All right, Miles.
All right, my man.
Later.
Peace.
All right, Trick. We here now.
Yep.
So, do you think Chris Bosh was the beginning of the big man stretching out like that? I know, Lady Ray. Boo.
I'm trying to think back.
To who? That's what I was trying to think.
I say Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, Dirk, you're right. But at the 5
Dirk.
though. Well, Dirk, was he a 5 or 4?
No, he wasn't a 5, but he was tall enough to play the position. He was still 7 feet tall, but he's still a big man. And at 7 feet, I didn't necessarily look at him as a shooting guard or small forward, powerful, whatever. I just looked at him as a big man who could really stroke the three ball. Right. So I would say he was probably the first one in my generation to really shoot that shot consistently and consistently make it. And I see more big men, come after him that started shooting threes and adding that to their game. But he was one of the first ones I would say that I kind of took notice, like, oh, these dudes like playing outside the paint, and
Yeah.
he's killing it because he had that three ball. He could pull the mid range. That turnaround one legged fadeaway shot that he made famous, his trademark. He was a great free throw shooter, like 90% free throw shooter, like never missed free throws. Um, he had an all around game on offense. He wasn't fast, but he knew how to use his body, knew how to get to his spots, and with the height advantage, he could rise up over anybody, and shoot that fadeaway shot. And it's hard. I feel like a hook shot is probably one of the hardest shots to block in basketball. I would say a fadeaway, a turnaround fadeaway jump shot would be the next hardest shot to block, especially when you're 7 feet tall like Dirk Nowitzki was. It's just hard to block.
Yeah.
Hard to defend.
It's I don't know. I don't I want to go with Boston, but y'all scare me with this three ball talk. It's
Well,
like
they've been doing it all season consistently. They've been hitting them. That's been their game. They live and die by the three ball. They take a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes.
You know how everything get tighter in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, I know, but again, I haven't seen anything that indicate to me
Take you.
otherwise
Yeah.
that they're going to go cold. Like if they've been shooting that way in the regular season, why would they cool off now?
Yeah.
I mean, they've only lost 16, 17 games this year. They by far have the best record in the league, and they beat everybody. They've had more 20 and 30 point victories in the regular season this season than anybody. I don't think anyone else has been close.
They're
Not
not
only
even playing in the fourth quarter no more. Oh, Trigger gone too. How y'all doing? It's just me. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe, comment, talk to us, do everything. We here. I'm here. I'm gonna take this as a break. Like to thank our advertisers, high quality H2O. It keeps the mouth lubricated. You said night. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't leaving yet. Trigger coming back. I'm just here trying to kill time in between. He out there in Lynchburg, so they got that I don't know what he got out there. Keep dropping like that. He must got Boost Mobile or something on his phone. He got that Boost Mobile. So I don't know. How y'all doing? Lady Ray, you a Celtics fan? How you feel about your team? How you feel? Is this the year y'all got to get over the hump? He'll be back in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, he had that Boost Mobile. Metro PCS. Yeah. You need to get him some Starlink. I'm gonna hit up Elon, get him some Starlink. Talk about the rock. So the rock was a sedimentary rock. It is found under the right above the crust of the earth. What you got to do is you got to take it and you got to stir it up and you got to like dip it like it's a tea bag and just go with it. I don't know. We're getting close to an hour, so I'm gonna see if Trigger come. If Trigger come back, we'll talk about WrestleMania. If not, we'll save it for another time because I was in it. I was watching some of it. I didn't watch all of it. John Cena and The Rock coming back. I know people were talking about John Cena's ball spot, but I ain't gonna hate on it. Hey man, it happens to the best of us. But a lot happened in WrestleMania. Gunther lost his title, Intercontinental title. 660 days. He was 666 days. He was the Intercontinental champion. He lost it. Cody Rhodes finished his story finally. He beat the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns has started who seems so entertaining? Cody Rhodes or the tribal chief, Roman Reigns? Which one are you talking about? Channel 6. Reporting live. It is awkward. I don't like doing it by myself. I don't like I could do it. I could do it, but I don't like doing it by myself. I don't like it. Let me see what I got on here. I got the WrestleMania 2024 ready to go. We just waiting on Trigger. I don't know. Hey, Koala lied to me. You said 5 seconds. You said 5 seconds. He ain't back. Hey, I ain't shy. I ain't shy. Definitely ain't shy. Definitely. I'm just trying to. If he ain't coming back, we about to hop on that Call of Duty, and I'm gonna stream Call of Duty. It's gotta be my element. I almost got a win today in Call of Duty. Side note, came in second place. I'm a little upset about my bets though too. I'm going off topic. I'm a little bit upset about my bets. Donovan Mitchell got 27 points. I said he won't go and get over 29 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. He proved me wrong. I'm probably gonna win my $5 off of 10. And I'm a little upset, but hopefully our underdog fantasy hit. We've been hitting this week. I tried to watch that earlier, and the screen was. Oh, see, what had happened was I didn't know I was streaming then, and it was on for about an hour and a half, and it was just going and going and going and going. So that was my bad. That was my bad. That was my bad. I'm sorry. Dang. Yeah, that was my bad. I looked at it. I was like, dang, good thing I won't pick up my nose or have my camera on. I'd have been out back. I'd have been memed. But I don't know. Trigger ain't coming back. So I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna give them. What's that? It's 9:20. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him another minute, a minute or so. Give him a minute, see if he come back. If not, I'm switching over to Call of Duty. I got my espresso drink. I got 4 espresso shots. So we going Call of Duty tonight. I came in second place in solos by myself, so I'm probably gonna hop in solos and do that. But how y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight? How is y'all night going? How's y'all evening going? How's everything going? Koala, they've been posting on my smart monitor has been putting up. I need to download Tubi. Every time I go on it, it had a little Tubi thing up there for the app. Oh, he back. Hey, look here, man. You gotta get
Yeah.
that Boost Mobile fixed, bro. You gotta get that Boost Mobile fixed.
I don't know what's happening, but it's like the thing kicks me off. Just I don't know, just kicks me off randomly for whatever reason. But like I was saying, Boston's not just beating teams; they are like winning every game. It seems like by double digits. So
Mhm.
now, they've been winning a lot of games. They've been winning in dominant fashion. So that's why I say, man, if I wouldn't feel that strongly about a team just, you know, for no reason. Like they've given me a reason. I've watched them enough this season to know that they are legit. This team is better than last year's team. You know, with the additions of Porzingis and Holiday. Like Holiday replaced what Marcus Smart did, and he brings offense. Porzingis replaces what Robert Williams did, and he brings offense.
And you ain't heard about neither
So
one of those players this year.
no, Marcus Smart, I think, has been hurt, been injured.
Okay.
I haven't really
Memphis,
seen
everybody
him.
heard of Memphis.
I haven't really seen him play since earlier in the season, honestly. And Robert Williams, like, I haven't heard anything about him. So yeah, this was a great move. From the Celtics front office and bringing in Porzingis and going and getting Drew Holiday after the whole Dame Lillard trade went down
Yeah,
with the Blazers, bringing him out of Portland to Milwaukee, and shipping Drew Holiday off, and then they go and get Drew Holiday. That was the perfect piece they needed to replace Marcus Smart, and add somebody who can also uh, get you, 12 to 15 points on the other end too, and can stretch the floor and shoot the three and lock down the other team's best player. I mean, the Celtics came up big time off those two trades. I mean,
they
and
gave
that's
him,
why they've been great this season.
they gave him an extension because of it too.
Yeah,
Drew
he
Holiday just got paid.
signed a new extension earlier today, and he deserves it.
Yeah,
He deserves it. And like I said, that was an important piece for Boston to get, because now you take pressure off of Tatum, you take pressure off of Jaylen Brown, and obviously, when Marcus Smart was there, he was that guy guarding the other team's best players. But they don't have to worry about doing too much on the defensive end. Just kind of you know do what you need to do to get the job done. You ain't got to guard the other team's best player every possession.
yeah,
Which in turn gives them more energy to do their thing on offense, and that's how you got to do it. When you got a good team like that, you got certain guys that play certain roles. You want your star players, your guys who are putting the ball in the basket. They're working really hard on offense, and the other team's best defenders are usually going to be guarding them. So they have to work really really hard to get theirs and get the team in a position to win. So what you don't want to do as a coach is have that same player that's working hard on offense to then go on defense and guard the other team's best player, because he's going to have his
right.
hands full. Like,
Yeah,
you got certain guys, a handful of guys who are just outliers, Like I think about Kawhi Leonard, who can play on both ends of the floor. He can be your best scorer on offense and take the challenge of the other team's best defender guarding him, working hard to get his buckets. And he goes on the other end and works just as hard against the other team's opposing player. You got some guys who can do it. More often than not, as a coach, and I'm not saying that Tatum can't do it or Jaylen Brown can't be that guy, but if you're a smart coach and, these basketball games are long and you spend a lot of energy, you want to try to conserve as much energy for your star players as you can during the course of the game. So how do you do that? You don't put them on the other team's best player. You put them on other guys that they don't have to move around or worry about as much. They don't have to defend as hard because, that guy's not a bigger threat as that other team's star player is. So that's a little strategy that you use to kind of help give your team energy within the game or help them conserve energy within the game so they can give you all they have on the other end of the floor where you need them the most.
Well, Trigger, with that, we're going to transition. Lady, I think I spelled that right. Did I spell that right? It looked wrong.
No, you got it, brother.
Okay. I about to look wrong. I'll be spelling some stuff sometimes don't look right. Because if I
Oh,
don't got spell check saved my life.
a lot of
All
people,
right,
me
Trigger.
too.
WrestleMania recap. Let's get your.
Well, man, honestly, probably one of the best WrestleManias I've seen in a very, very long time, man. It's up there with some of the greats. I'll always think WrestleMania 17 will be the greatest of all time, just given the time period, the people who were on that show. It marked the end of an era, which it's bittersweet. It was a good show, but it was also sad because a lot of things that I've come to know wrestling to be ended on that night, and they transitioned into like a new wave of how they do things and how they do business. But WrestleMania 40 this past weekend was everything that I wanted it to be and more. And obviously, the biggest match was um, Cody Rhodes challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns has held that championship for 1,316 days. So, like the last 3 years, nobody's ever been able to beat him for that championship. He's gone through everybody that there is to go through. Cody Rhodes, to give you a little background on him, his father is the legendary Dusty Rhodes, who passed away several years ago. His brother, for all you old school wrestling fans from the Attitude Era, Gold Dust,
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Rhodes, his brother. So Cody Rhodes came in, third generation superstar. His first stint in the WWE, he was kind of that mid tier guy. He was in the Intercontinental Championship title scene. The company never really saw him as a top level championship type player or championship, world title championship type dude. So, he discussed his concerns with, the bosses in charge, that being Vince McMahon at the time and Triple H, who was kind of doing things behind the scenes a few years ago. Basically, after that conversation, they decided that,
Kyrie getting what he wants.
they didn't think that Cody Rhodes was that guy to them. So Cody leaves WWE. He goes off to help create this new company called AEW, which brought in a bunch of old WWE superstars. A lot of guys jumped ship to upstart this new company, and they went and got other guys, too, to come join them. And they're pretty successful. They're still around.
Mm-hmm.
They have shows every week, and then somewhere in the midst of that, Cody decided, I got unfinished business in WWE that I need to go back and kind of take care of. So a couple years ago, he returns, starts a feud with Seth Rollins, and then makes his intentions known that, hey, I'm coming after Roman Reigns in the Universal Championship. And that whole story started, you know, about the same amount of time. It's just pretty much since he's been back, about a year and a half, I would say. Um, and they fought at last year's WrestleMania 39, Cody versus Roman in the main event. Cody lost that match due to outside interference that, obviously they said wasn't going to happen, and then it happened. So you know how that is, the bad guys always saying things and the opposite happens. Uh, so that was funny. And then same thing this year. Only this year it was a stipulation. The Rock returns, right? The
Not only The
Rock,
Rock.
the Rock comes back, and Cody wins the Royal Rumble. He also won the Royal Rumble last year too to
Yeah,
get the
two
main
times in
event
a row.
spot. So he won it again this year, and he made his, he hadn't made his mind up yet which champion he wanted to face because it was two champions he could have went after. Get the rematch with Roman from a year ago, or go after Seth Rollins, who was the other champion at the time. So he decides that he's kind of weigh his decision and choose at a later date or whenever.
Yeah, Kyrie getting what he want. Miami ain't looking good.
Yeah, so he decides he's going to take his time. Whatever. The Rock comes back, and the Rock's like, "I'm going to fight Roman at WrestleMania."
Yeah.
And due to public outrage, it's like how the Rock is going to come in and just take this man's spot, So the original plan was for Rock and Roman to fight each other, and I think Cody was going to get a title shot against Roman or whoever the winner of that match was later down the line, like a SummerSlam or another big pay-per-view or whatever. So what they decided to do, was to
Oh, they coming back, Trigger. We got a game, Trigger. We got a game, Trigger. We got a game, Trigger.
What they decided to do was okay, we're going to pivot. So we're going to turn this into a tag team match. So Seth Rollins comes out of nowhere, and he's like, I'll partner with you, Cody, and we'll take on The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania on the first night. So the stipulation was on night one, if Cody and Seth beat The Rock and Roman Reigns, then on night two, during the Cody and Roman match, there'll be no outside interference. Same thing they said last year. If Cody and Seth lose to The Rock and Roman, then obviously they do whatever they want, the next night in the main event, which basically meant there's going to be some interference from Roman's group or whatever. All right, so we're going to WrestleMania, and obviously The Rock and Roman win on night one, which means that now Cody has to pretty much face the same odds he did last year. Not only have to worry about Roman, but he has to worry about his henchmen that are going to get involved during the match. So the difference this time around, was he had backup. He didn't have backup last year, but this time he had a bunch of guys come out and help defend it and make things even. Before I get to the end result of that match, I just want to say I think the WWE did a fantastic job in building up the storyline because The Rock, my goodness, The Rock came back as a babyface, fan favorite, and when he took Cody's spot in the main event, the people turned on him. So he decided, okay, I'm gonna be a bad guy.
Play into it. Yep.
And then that's what I love about The Rock, man. He lets the fans,
the final boss.
He listens to the fans. He listens to the fans, and he does what they want. He gives them what they want, and that's what I love about him because we've been. For years, these fans have been chanting for certain guys and wanting certain people to get opportunities. And it's almost like the company turns a blind eye to it. Like they hear the chants, they see the stuff on social media, they see things in the headlines and all that stuff, and then they choose to ignore the fans and do what they feel is right. The Rock comes in, and now with him being on the board, he practically his group owns WWE. He makes a lot of decisions about what happens within the company now. He's basically the boss. He had that whole final boss character going. Like he's literally the boss now. Which I think is weird, but getting used to it. Him and Triple H running the company when they were the ones that were fighting over the championship, and answering to somebody higher than them. Now they're the ones that are higher up. Mm-hmm. So, but it's funny how it worked out. But anywho, getting back to the topic, The Rock comes back, man. He changes his entrance, and he goes back to the Hollywood theme from 03. And I love it because, like, back in 03, when he first broke into Hollywood, the fans got mad at him, because they were upset that he left them to go to Hollywood. And when he came back, they booed him. So he was like, how can I turn this into something? So The Rock, I never forget, he cut this promo where he basically gave the fans the decision, y'all want me to be a face? Y'all want me to be a heel? And he went out there and he's like, do you really want to boo The Rock? And the people just started booing. And he asked him like 3 times. And to this day, I'm not sure if that was scripted or not. If they were going to go out there and like, hey, let the fans decide whether or not will we take this or what direction we're going to go in. So he goes out there and he's like, do you want to cheer? You want to boo The Rock? And the fans made their mind up, and he's like, all right, so you want to boo The Rock? He's like, sing a long time is over. Stop repeating my catchphrases every time I talk and whatever. And like, he turned into a heel in front of their very eyes. And this whole Hollywood Rock character was born. So like, he would come out every week, and he would make fun of the audience. You know, he would talk about how important he is, about all the important people in Hollywood that he knows. You know, he wear the sunglasses and the vest, and had this whole like
Versace
star look. And this is before he blew up. You know,
yeah,
he was just breaking into Hollywood. But he played that character to a T. He changed his theme song, and it was like this long ass intro. And he had that. He made the fans like wait for his appearance like every single time. Like he was so important, like this big Hollywood star with the long egregious intro, and it was just over the top. And I loved every bit about it. And he would come out, he slowed the theme song down, and he would have this slow like walk, this slow saunter to the ring, like I'm the hottest guy in the room. Like I do what I want. Just had the whole like uppity, just bougie, just like it was perfect. It was great. And he basically brought that character back during this WrestleMania run here recently. But the reason why it resonates so well and it's so big is because he actually is the biggest movie star in the world now.
Yeah.
And it's like this is like Hollywood Rock, but like times 10, like on steroids. And like I love it because he comes out and he wears like these nicer sunglasses. He's wearing the vest like he did back then, but all the vests that he's wearing now are like they're like the little the big ass expensive shirts he used to wear um when he was a fan favorite, and he just turned them into vest form. And like you can see like some of the vests that he wore recently are a tribute or a spinoff of the vests that he used to wear 20 plus years ago. So I like that little touch that he added into it, kind of bringing back memories for all the old school fans and stuff with the clothes that he wore to the ring. And then he comes out to the theme song that he's had for the last 10 years, and then it cuts to the Hollywood theme in the middle of his entrance. And when he first brought that back, and the fans in the arena realized that, oh shit, that's his Hollywood theme. And they went nuts. And he was just smiling and cheesing to the ring because it was like people on social media have been calling for it.
Yeah.
Like people have been calling for it. They were like, man, he should go back to the Hollywood Rock theme that he had in '03. Because now he's really a movie star. He's a big movie star. Like it would be so fitting. He should bring that whole entrance back and play it, and like it'd be like you know. And he listened to the fans. And one episode he came out. I can't believe. I think it was on SmackDown. He came out to his normal theme song, and then in the middle of the theme song, it just cut, and then you heard the Hollywood theme come out. And he had the slow walk to the ring like he did. Like, yeah, all the memories and stuff came back. I'm getting goosebumps now just talking about it, man. It was perfect. Like the interest they built up, absolutely perfect. I believe in the final boss character. He looked like a boss coming out. He had a mix of his character from the early Hollywood Rock 20 years ago to the new version of the Rock now, and he kind of blended the two together. Gave us some throwback moments. The catchphrases coming out and making fun of the audience. And then he was also a more sadistic, more brutal heel.
Yeah.
Like the way he was beating up Cody.
He's beating
like,
Cody.
Bloodied, battered, whipping him with the belt. Like they're just tossing him around. Like it was absolutely perfect storytelling, perfect build up to WrestleMania. And you really believe that The Rock was going to come in and actually beat him. And he did. The Rock pinned Cody in the middle of the ring on night one, 1, 2, 3, after hitting the rock bottom and the people's elbow on him, and set up, the stipulation for the match that would
Bloodline
happen.
rules.
The Bloodlines rules on the next night. So yeah, but I think, man, The Rock absolutely, like his entrance at WrestleMania was probably the best entrance out of everybody. The entrance he had on Raw the following night, after Mania, was electric. I'm gonna miss him because he's gonna be gone for a little while. My guess is he'll be back at SummerSlam in August.
Y'all can see me. Y'all can see me. Hey, come on, Trigger, man. And they get Trigger, boy. He out there. He probably still talking. He probably still talking. Hold on. Trigger. Yeah. Yeah, I had to get them all, man. I couldn't do. I had to get them. I looked at it. I was like, I can't do my main like that. He's already talking about taking it in the chest and stuff. I couldn't let him go out like that. So, but we back. Yeah, WrestleMania. This was the first one I have watched in a while. They broke their gate. They broke the record for WrestleMania. The previous record, I believe, was like $21.6 million. So they broke that. Yeah, he got that Boost Mobile. I'm starting to think this ain't even Boost Mobile. He got that Walmart Family Mobile out here because that joint froze. I was like, golly. I was like, that's the joint you gotta hit that joint like that. You gotta hit that joint like that. Golly, Trigger. You need to go move your satellite, boy. Go adjust your satellite.
I don't know, man. This is getting annoying, man. But anywho,
Go
like I
adjust
was
your
saying, man,
satellite.
like the whole Rock character, man, it was absolutely, it was perfect. Perfect build. He changed his entrance up. It made it seem like a big deal.
Yeah,
Um, and it absolutely
that's
was
facts. I agree.
believable. The character, like everything, was just absolutely perfect and spot on with the build to the match. The actual match itself lived up to the hype. And like I said, I'm sad that he's got to go away for a little bit, but he will be back. And the thing about him being on the board now, being a part of the ownership group that owns WWE now, he's going to be around a lot more and in the storyline. And The Rock likes to play the long game. So we're
Yeah,
going to see the storyline with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns play out well into next year. And I'm pretty sure he will be involved in another match at WrestleMania next year. Whether it be Cody, whether it be Roman, I don't know. But this storyline that he's starting up now with Cody Rhodes is going to play out for a long time. And speaking of long term storytelling, I like to go back to a moment in the match with the main event on night 2 between Roman and Cody. So we had a bunch of interferences in that match, and one of the guys who came out was Seth Rollins. So Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose were all in the Shield, right?
hold,
Yeah.
Trigger. Hold. How you gonna start with Seth Rollins? We got nostalgia, Trigger.
Oh
You gonna
yeah, I
skip
know,
over?
I know.
You gonna
Yeah,
skip over John Cena?
yeah. Hold on,
Okay. I'm gonna say.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah, talking about the storytelling, talking about the story, talking about the storytelling aspect of wrestling, because everyone looks at wrestling and they're like, "Oh, wrestling's so fake and everything." And yes, it's scripted, just like a TV
Yeah,
show,
it's
a
good.
movie. It's
Just like
scripted.
the
Like
NFL.
these guys already know what's going to happen. But obviously the in ring stuff is real. Like they're really getting slammed on the mat. They're really getting thrown into stuff. They're really getting hit with the chairs and all that other stuff. So, but
Wop
the
hit me with a pedigree
storytelling,
in 7th grade and broke my tooth.
see, real. So the storytelling aspect of wrestling is just as important, if not more important, than anything else. Like these guys cut promos on the mic to get you to invest.
I'm just trying to make for some good clips. I'm just trying to have this on my clips. Like other way. I'm sorry. Other way. It's gonna be some good clips. Hey, we get close anyway. We probably got like 11 minutes left. An hour and 30. Trigger over there about to cuss somebody smooth out. He got the mother face because Miami ain't looking too good. They've been at 88 for the last 3 minutes, so he might be over there mad. That's probably why he over there throwing his phone. Oh, he going again. Yeah. They, they, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Trigger over there, man. Trigger, you need to go to Walmart tomorrow. You don't need a receipt at Walmart. Take that motherfucker back. They'll take it and give you a gift card, store credit, or something, brother. Man, you need to go out there. And I was watching Blank Man the other day. Go ahead and flush the toilet and fix your stuff and get you all set up, man. Cause they, oh my goodness. What what does Ha Ha say? Yeah. Oh, but how y'all doing? Thank y'all for rocking with us. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Trigger been freezing. Miles started off. He was freezing and everything. I mean, I'm here. I got my Xfinity, 1 gig internet. We coming through crystal clear like Stephen A. Smith and them. So yeah. While we wait for Trigger to pop back up. Oh, what are y'all looking forward to? Sports wise, what y'all got going on? Koala, who your favorite basketball team? Excuse me. Who your favorite basketball team, Koala? Lady Ray, we know you're a Celtics fan. Who's your favorite figure skater? Are you looking forward? Hey, Olympics is coming up. 2024, Paris. Hopefully they got their bed bug situation straight. You don't want to have nobody over there, catching bed bugs, bringing them back and all that kind of stuff. Can't be a millionaire with bed bugs. I'm sorry. I ain't. Now, see, look, I just remember that. Now I'm worried about travel because I ain't trying to go nowhere and then you get a little case of the bed bugs. You be mad. I know somebody that recently happened to. So you don't want to have you don't want that to happen because that's ball game. Throw it all away, burn it down. Unless you rent it center. Shout out rent center. All rent center used to do is take the stuff we would take out people's houses. They put it in a truck and heat it up to 5,000 degrees. And can spray work for bed bugs before you? It depends because they get on everything. They got eggs and all that kind of stuff. It's heat is what works for them. Like Renison, they used to put stuff on the truck and heat it up to 5,000 degrees and kill them and then resell it to people all the time, man. Oh, y'all want some story? I think I'm gonna do story time. Story times would be I'm gonna talk about all my stories and run down and get some guests and bring back all the stories I got because that used to be some foul. We used to take some of the nastiest stuff out people's house. Man, oh my goodness. That's I'll say that for another. Well, we got time because Trigger he over there trying to figure it out. They moving the satellite and stuff, cutting down trees. Because he out there in the sticks. Um, Trigger out there and what's that movie? What's that movie where they was out there in the wood, cabin in the woods? Trigger out there getting cabins in the woods. Uh, oh, you want Renaissance story? I got a good Renaissance story. I'll tell you a great Renaissance story while you're waiting on Trigger. So check this out. So, Pete, this is what I want to tell y'all. So I said Renaissance had the bed bugs, right? So check this out. I was looking for this one couch for about 7 months. These people had this couch for 7 months. Couldn't find it. On my credit, getting mad at us. We got to close credit. We're $1 million store a year. So we got to get our credit down because we got a lot of creditors. And I was in the plaza. So we looking for this couch for 7 months. Yellow tan couch. I'll never forget. One day somebody call us, give us an address and say, come pick this couch up. So I'm happy. I'm relieved. Like, yes, finally about to get this couch, about to get it off my credit. Just tell me why. First off, it was in the hood. Automatically, roaches, bed bugs, or something else. I'm sorry. I was judgmental. It was based off history. I'm sorry. Roaches, bed bugs, or something else. I was prepared for the first two. First two, I was prepared for. I was ready. Roaches, been there, done that. Bed bugs, been there, done that. We had one lady. I'm gonna get off topic, but she didn't have the lint thing on her dryer, and she had her dryer in the middle of the kitchen. And when I went in her house, oh my gosh, sink full of dishes, full of grease, all type of chicken grease, collard green juices, sweet potato juices, plates covered in grease, roaches. Man, roaches had communities set up. They had little colonies. She called them chinches. Man, back the roaches, the colonies, and all that kind of stuff. I'm getting off topic, but so the little yellow couch. So pull up to the house. Why the hell going on with that? That's too. Which one you talking about? The couch or you talking about the roach? Yeah, roaches had whole colonies in that house. I mean, it was it was like you see the mirror on that wall. It was a group of roaches that big, and they was on the wall and they was moving. They was like pop locking and shit, moving together, moving in unison. They was out there hitting it with each other. They was like so. Yeah, that was bad. And she had dryer lint all over the place. And you, prettiest lady you ever seen, come in the store. Yeah, people talking. House nasty, and they sitting in there living in there. I'm like, not out. But back to my couch, little yellow couch. So we get there. It's Renner Center. Everybody start hiding. Renner Center and the police are two people that black people run from. It's Renner Center and the police. I ain't. People ran from me at Renner Center like I was the police. They would run from us like we was the police. So the little yellow couch, door wide open when I pull up. Pull up, door wide open. I go in this house. I didn't see roaches and I didn't see bed bugs. I'm like, all right, we own it. We good. Go in, pick up this couch. When I tell you every syringe from Southside was in this couch, I mean, used syringes, fresh syringes, old syringes, blue syringes, green syringe. It was in this couch. And I'm like, yo, what are we doing? We are really about to pick up the casting couch in the crack house. It was stains. When I tell you I did not want to pick this couch up, I was so scared for my life picking this couch up because I was scared someone was gonna poke me and I was gonna be gone. I thought I was gonna get poked. I was gonna be gone. Yes, I didn't. Trigger left. Trigger, did you leave? I don't know if he left me or he fell off again. But pick the couch up. So we get the couch. You take the little joints off. Pick the couch up. And who said it? Who said, bruh, when I tell you we picked this couch up and Stuart Little and them came up out there too, I was like, bruh. First off, I got a video from laundromat. I saw a mouse at the laundromat. I'm gonna post that video. But when I say he scared me, because I'm already on edge from the syringes. When Stuart Little, we lift that joint up, he said, yee. I was like, hell no. Drop the couch. Drop the couch. And I started to move quickly. And after you ain't see, I was happy after I seen the roaches, but I dropped the couch. But I forgot as I dropped the couch that we had syringes there. So I was moving quickly. I almost hit a syringe. I'm telling you, the syringe almost got me. So, to end the story, I know it's in it. That was one of the worst and scariest times of picking up the little yellow couch. I would never forget. It was just a little bullshit ass couch. $20 couch. Renter Center could have wrote it off, but we had to go get it. Pick the couch up. They take it. They get it clean. And probably in the next 2 weeks, somebody had that couch. So, when I tell y'all, watch these places. Watch these places. So it's, man, you should, man. I'm gonna do my Renter Center tales, man. Oh my God, people driving by people's houses. I look you in your face. I'm driving by, look you dead in your face. You sitting on your porch. I'm in a box truck, so pull up to you, stop the box truck, and you sit there and hide from me. And you hide. Why you? First off, Negro, I saw you on the porch, and once I see you, knocking like the police, knocking like the police. I'm knocking on your shit till you get mad. I am knocking on your door until you get mad because we used to work 60 hours a week chasing these people down. And flashbacks, bad flashbacks. My first sale though, Renison, I sold a guy Xbox 360 with one controller. It was used, and he paid for that Xbox for a whole year. For a $150 Xbox, that man gave me $700. They getting 4 times what it's worth at Renison or more. Let me stop, but I start being like trick. They start cutting my stuff. Let me stop telling a little story if they start cutting my stuff. Trigger came back. I don't know what happened to him. He came back and he left. But yeah, that's one of them. I got a couple. Renison. I got a couple stories about Renison. Couple of cool. But yeah. Yeah, them needles, man. It's scary. Cause it's the scary part about it is they won't. I'm not cleaning that couch because I'm not sticking my hand in no crevices for me to get poked. Because I remember, I don't know if y'all remember the little story they had back in the day at the gas stations that people was putting needles under the gas pumps and people was getting stuck like that. I still to this day look at every gas pump before I pump it. I will not pump a gas without looking at that handle. Like I'm just like, what the fuck what we doing in this world? Like, is that all you got to do is put a needle and put a needle on? Like, I don't know. But yeah. B story. Story time with B. That's gonna be my segment. It's gonna be called Story Time with B. I gotta get a little bit more animated and I don't wanna tell all the nitty gritty because we got some man. Oh, I probably told everybody this story. Chesterfield Village Green picking up this set. Young couple, man. Young couple. Yo, they so we knocking. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, we need to get our stuff. Y'all ain't getting y'all stuff. Y'all better call the police. Cool. Call the police. Police show up. Hey, y'all got to let them in. They got it. They got to come get their stuff. Because if you don't give me your stuff, we going to court. I don't want to go to court. I really do not want to take you to court over no 24-inch TV. Like I do not want to waste my time to go to court over no 24-inch TV and get a judgment. I don't want to do that. So we going to get our stuff. We getting our stuff. They had the little dog. The dog was going crazy. Like we was taking his stuff. Like, we ain't taking none of your stuff. Calm your ass down, bro. Going crazy, right? So dog run up. I give him a little rub. I was with JJ. JJ give a little rub. You know, we out. We moving the couch. We come back in. Dog went up to the police officer. When I say that cop kicked that dog so fucking hard, he kicked that motherfucker across the apartment. I ain't never seen dog fly. That dog flew so motherfucking far. I was like, God. I'm like, bruh, protect and serve my ass, bruh. You served that nigga a foot. No, he boom. I was like, oh shit. He served that motherfucker a foot, bruh. I was like, yo. I think they was bad because they had to be there on some bullshit. Because we was really there on some bullshit. Like they didn't need to be there. He was mad. He kicked them people dog so fucking far, yo. I was like, oh my God. Now see, in these days and time, he be going to jail himself, kicking the dog out. He kicked that dog. But man, I ain't never seen a dog get kicked that hard. But yeah. That the time somebody put a gun on me for a TV. Yeah, that was over a TV, bro. You gonna shoot me over a TV, bro? Come on, man. A TV. Stop playing. It ain't even your TV. But that repo on people's tables the day before Thanksgiving, going to pick up kids' beds because their parents would rather keep their TV than give up the bed, which I mean I understand now for the entertainment, but your kids ain't gonna have no it's like, yeah, I got some stories on Renison. Like we used to pick up stuff at time after the roaches, especially. We would go pick it up, and we would have to fumigate, like get the foggers and fumigate the whole truck because it's roach, like pregnant roach, all type of stuff. Man, it's some people live nasty. Some people live nasty as. And it used to be a lot of the women that these guys chased out in the streets and chased after living nasty. Nasty. oh my gosh, like how do you live in this? Like why do you even get dressed? Like how do you move around? And don't get me started on what some people's paying for rent. Like Lothian Village, man, you got people paying $35 in rent, no power bill, cell phone free, working part time, and they still can't pay the $20 for the Xbox that they got that no good man that they got in their house that know he ain't supposed to be in there. You still can't pay $20 for Xbox. Now I gotta call your job. You answer the phone and you're gonna lie to me, trying to say this ain't you. And I gotta say, can I speak to HR or the accounting department because I need to set up a garnishment? And then you call me back immediately and make a payment. Like, bro, why we playing games? Why we playing games? Why we playing games? Like, ugh. When I tell you, I got some stories and some stuff. Rent Center. That was just Southside Plaza. We ain't got to when I went to Petersburg. What? Petersburg looked calm. Petersburg was chill. Ain't that crazy? Ain't nothing happening crazy. Petersburg was mostly military and stuff like that. It wasn't nothing really crazy in Petersburg. Was it? No, it wasn't nothing really crazy in Petersburg, I don't think. But the plaza, and then we was in the plaza. So if y'all know Southside Plaza, it's a rent center on this side and a rent center on the other side. So you had two rent centers in one plaza and errands. When I tell y'all, it was like gangbang. We was gangbanging. No, I'm not saying we get. No, I'm not gonna say that. Don't. We won't really get. It was. We was repping all things. We was repping who we work for. Like niggas mean mugging you when you pull up the load up stuff, talking crap, man. Good time. It was fun to us. Damn. Then they got in the fight. They got to shoot in the plaza that one night we was there too. That was crazy. They used to go to the liquor store. Friday, Saturday night, the liquor store was crazy. But all right, is Trigger coming back? Let me see if Trigger coming back because y'all ain't giving y'all all my stories. Hold on, Maul's probably sleeping. I ain't gonna try. I ain't gonna wake him up. He got a break. But yeah, I had a lot of stories. Some great stories. What else I got about Wrestling? Used to be beside American Best. Used to get wings every day. Every day, wings. Then we was about community pride. Yo, community pride. The sheriff. I used to talk to the sheriff in there. My man was making $50 an hour. This is probably back in 2000. Oh, trigger back. Trigger back. So story time will be. We'll finish. We'll finish the stories. All right, Trigger. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I don't even remember what. I know I was talking about
You
WrestleMania,
talking
but
about Seth Rollins was coming into the ring is where you finished off. Seth Rollins coming in, then we was gonna get to who else showed up for the match with the
oh yeah,
Rock and
yeah,
Cole.
yeah, yeah. So the storytelling. So 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, Seth Rollins broke the Shield up, and when he broke up that group, he hit Roman Reigns in the back with a chair. And the way he hit him with that chair was the same way Roman hit him with the chair at WrestleMania. And the same way Roman Reigns fell forward and hit the rope after Seth stabbed him in the back 10 years ago, Seth Rollins fell forward onto the rope the same way Roman did 10 years prior. So the storytelling, that 10 years difference, like, and Roman had a choice because Cody Rhodes was getting up at the same time Seth was getting up. And Roman had that chair in his hand. And instead of going after Cody, the man he had to beat to keep his title, he turned his attention to Seth and took him out. And ultimately that cost him the match. So his decision in that moment to go after Seth rather than his opponent showed that that was still Roman's weakness was the breaking
Yeah,
up of the Shield and Seth Rollins stabbing him in the back. Because also over those 10 years, all the one-on-one matches that Seth and Roman have had, Roman's never beaten Seth. He's the only guy that he's not beaten yet. Every match that they've had, Roman has either lost or gotten himself disqualified because he can't get over what happened when they were in the Shield together. And
fuck Don.
the last one-on-one match that Seth and Roman had was at the Royal Rumble last year. And the Seth Rollins came out to the Shield entrance music. He came out through the crowd like they used to do, and he had on the black vest, all the tactical gear that they used to wear when they were together to throw Roman off his game, and it worked. Because Roman ended up getting disqualified because he was just all those feelings and emotions came back to when Seth turned his back on him or stabbed him in the back rather when he initially broke the group up. So that's always been like an ongoing thing over the last 10 years between these two guys. And we finally seen it come and cost Roman big time at WrestleMania because Seth Rollins came out in that match dressed in Shield gear once again to remind Roman that this is what I look like and this is what I was wearing that night that I took this chair and stabbed you in the back with it.
Mind
So,
games.
yeah, and it was set up beautifully, man. 10 years in the making. Roman had a chance to take out Cody or take out Seth, and he took out Seth because he still couldn't get over what happened 10 years ago, and it cost him the match. Beautiful moment. Beautiful moment. And that's the whole storytelling aspect I tell people about wrestling. Obviously, again, we're going off of something that
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Man, you ain't gonna do my man. I ain't gonna do him like I ain't gonna leave him up there. And y'all know damn well there's many to move out that area. Oh. He's still up there, froze, man. I ain't gonna put him back up there, froze. Man. I gotta get him off the stage, froze. Yeah, he gone. We might be wrapping it up here. It's 10:06. We might be wrapping it up here. I'm gonna see if he come back. We might be wrapping it up and trying to get it another time. So yeah, hey, please again, like, share, follow us on Twitch. New Twitch coming for Strictly Sports only. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on X, Twitter, everywhere. Please follow. I'm gonna try to see if you come back. I text him, asked him if he wanted to call it. It keep happening. Keep happening. He be getting into it too. I'll be like, dang. So yeah. Let's just see. It's 1:40. We've been on for an hour and 43 minutes. I'm gonna give him till an hour and 45. If he's not back in, I'm calling it. We'll be back with another episode of Strictly Sports here. It's Thursday. Probably next week. I definitely want to get an episode of Critically Aquarius in because we haven't done an episode in a while. So I got to drop an episode of Critically Aquarius. Gaming content. We're going to be gaming. Yeah. So, like I said, we'll get Trigger a minute and 30. See if he come back. And we can do his final words. And we'll see. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us through the technical difficulties. And if you're watching this video on demand, and if you make it this far, thank you. We've been having technical difficulties tonight. So we appreciate it, truly appreciate it. We're working on it, trying to get the production value up. So that's another thing too. Working on that. Got the little thing like this, I'm gonna make it better. Working on it. I didn't do the 2 this time. My other one, I got 2 on there. Got the trigger in and all that. So yeah. We'll see. Trigger got 30 seconds, Trigger. Oh. But yeah, what y'all think about story time would be? I think we should do story time. We're just gonna come in and tell stories, have a good time, share, Be a one-on-one thing, not one-on-one. That'd be weird, but just be me. Think I might do one by myself. Start doing midday streams, get everybody hype. Some morning streams, get everybody up and hype. Yes, story time would be it'd be a good thing. We tell some good stories. We get some people in, get people to tell some stories, share experiences, times, how we deal, funny stuff, sad stuff, all types of stuff. Sometimes we just need to talk to each other, bond. Like man, be like, man, I ain't never, man, I ain't know, man. I didn't know you had to deal with syringes and roaches and stuff. The roach joint. Roach. I got some roach stories. Like, even from when I grew up, we had roaches when I was younger. When I tell y'all, I was at Matoka Middle School. I was sitting there, and a motherfucking roach ran out my motherfucking binder. When I tell you, I smacked that motherfucker so hard, making cereal, and them motherfuckers just floating up to the top, and you like, dang. So I had already had PTSD, but going to Renison and having to relive some of that PTSD from the roaches. I don't even know if you see them anymore. Oh no, that's a lie because I went into a girl house over there in those apartments off Walmsley. They were having some mold damage, and she had a big old pregnant one sitting up there, and I'm like, we sitting here talking about mold, but you don't see that breeder. This roach about 8 months pregnant, and when she dropping about 500 of them. So y'all about to be in here. And I ain't want to say nothing because you know some people get embarrassed by it, but I'm just all right, Trigger. I gave you extra 2 minutes on top of that. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. This has been another episode of Strictly Sports, even though it wasn't strictly sports. It was sports with a little bit of story time and a lot of technical difficulties, but we're going to get it fixed. I appreciate you. Thank you, Koala. Thank you, Lady Ray. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. We appreciate it. Until next time, I'm Be Wise. Appreciate y'all. Up, he back. Dang, Trick, I just signed off. Now you back.
Yeah, we might as well because I
Yeah.
don't know how many more times it's gonna keep happening. I can't even get through a complete thought without getting kicked off the thing. So I don't know if it's definitely my phone because it's acting hella weird for whatever reason.
They trying to get you, boy. They trying to get you. Oh, Trigger, he hot. He hot. Trigger man. Oh, he go. All right. We out. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.